a tranquil and restorative haven, full of majestic and rare trees. A place where the glint of morning light across a pine branch brings warmth, regardless of the season. This open space offers serenity and community. It's a place to connect with ourselves, with nature, and with each other. Marquand Park Arboretum exists through the generosity of one family and the public and private collaboration that sustains it today. Where is this magical place? It's right in the heart of Princeton, New Jersey. The park has a long and storied history. Few tell it better than longtime Marquand Park Foundation trustees, Pam and Roland Machold.
The park was established in 1842 when a man named Judge Field purchased a farm. He was a first cousin to Robert Stockton, who was the Commodore of the U.S. Navy, who was the grandson of Richard Stockton, who was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. And the Stockton family were well established here. Amongst other things, they were principal investors in the Delaware-Raritan Canal. Judge Field decided he wanted to build an estate. Now, he'd gone to England for the Crystal Palace exhibition in 1851, and he'd been very much impressed by the tremendous inflow of trees and plants from other parts of the world, from the extension of the British Empire. This quite attracted him, so he not only hired a gardener from over there, but he came back here with the idea of hiring some of the best people. A man named John Notman was the principal at it, and he knew he was going to build a big house for the property. That became Guernsey Hall, but that wasn't built till 1855. So he had a number of years to develop the park idea. It became an arboretum because they gathered first New Jersey trees, and what we have in our woods area is the remnant of that. Some of those trees date back right to his time, the old oaks and beech trees. They sold the house in the 1860s, early 1860s, to a family named Brown. And there was a mother and son who lived quietly by themselves, and they too were very keen gardeners and arborists, just by good chance. They didn't develop it, they didn't do anything like that, but they did bring in some new trees. The Browns finally sold the property in 1881 to Alan Marquand, and Alan Marquand was the founder of the Art and Archaeology Department at Princeton University.
The grandson of Alan Marquand, park trustee Alan Forsythe, shares his family history.
Grandfather Alan Marquand and my grandmother Eleanor Cross Marquand came here as newlyweds in 1897 and raised 4 children, and my mother being the oldest, Eleanor, again. We have 4 Eleanors in the family. My sister Ellie, who is the person who the sandbox behind me is named for. And she died young, alas, and so we dedicated this sandbox to her. My grandmother died in 1950, and there was a question of what to do with the estate. And my Aunt Mary and her husband, Harold Hochschild, bought the corner up in the northeastern corner of the park where the stables had been originally, and then garages. And the remainder of the park, 19 acres I think in total, was an arboretum and had been for a long time before that. And my mother and her sisters offered it to the borough of Princeton, which was quite reluctant to accept this gift, saying, green space? Who needs green space? We're surrounded with green space. Well, of course, this is no longer true, and they are now very happy to have this park, which is much loved by just about everybody in Princeton who becomes aware of it and takes advantage of it.
Board-certified master arborist Bob Wells helps the foundation and the town manage the tree collection.
I got involved with the Marquand Park project 3 years ago when Pam Makold contacted me at Morris Arboretum and asked if I would come and do an accession inventory and accession of the trees here. We came and took a geolocation of each tree. We then discovered that there were 872 trees over 6 inches in diameter, representing 173 different